Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have an interesting topic. Recruiting clans is way too expensive. Warband had a better system. Sensational. Sensational title for my YouTube video. No, I'm just kidding. But like always, this is a thread on the forums that has a couple of dev replies, so I thought, why not, let's check it out. Let's see what they're talking about. Let's see what I can give to the conversation and go from there. Like always, first link down below, it's going to be playlist for the most up-to-date Bannerlord news, updates, and all of that. Now let's get straight into it. Alright, so title, Recruiting Clans is way too expensive, Warband had a better system. Let's hear about it. Currently, recruiting other clans into your kingdom is ridiculously expensive, and I can't imagine how this is supposed to be fun. Okay? It's not like money is hard to make, but I'm sitting with 2 million dinars in the bank, yet nobody I speak is willing to join my kingdom. Saying I don't have enough money to convince them? Are you serious? It should not cost 2 million to recruit clans. Even people who are enemies with their liege and friends with me are unwilling to speak with me. I'm not buying their fiefs. I should not be spending this much. Well, I agree, and I disagree. No, okay. I agree that I don't know exactly what, because I know this has gotten better as the patches have gone farther. If you're on an older save maybe and you kept pushing it through the patches, the newer patches, you still might be stuck with like the really high prices. But there are clans that will still offer you a very high price because they have, for example, like you said, they have a lot of fiefs. And if they want to take the fiefs with them, then they have to kind of, in a way, you are buying the fiefs from the previous, kingdom to your kingdom because they're going to bring the fiefs with them, if that kind of makes sense. It's not exactly a direct buying of the fiefs, but in that sense, right? Or they might have a lot of, it's not only how happy they are with their, like, kingdom leader, if I'm not mistaken, it's also how happy they are with the other clans, if that kind of makes sense, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of different things that have to do with like the price that are directly connected to the price, and it's not just like a one-to-one on certain things. But I do know that there are still bugs, if I'm not mistaken, that still make it very hard. So that might be happening in your game. You know what I mean? All right. Please overhaul this system to allow the AI to make intelligent decisions based off kingdom strength, their relationship with their liege, your personality and reputation, and seriously tone down how much money is needed to recruit them. Well, they do have all these things. All these things are actually already implemented into the game, and again, it just depends on a lot of things. It's like it's very hard to kind of like pinpoint exactly where it might be. Like, for example, like you said, if someone is rich and has fiefs, I should not have to give them much money. No, technically no. No. Technically, you should have to give them more money. If they're rich, then why would they take a low ball offer? If that kind of makes sense, you know what I mean? If they have all this money, you're gonna need to come with a lot more money for them to be like, okay, I'm gonna betray this person who's made me rich, and I'm gonna go to you. You know, if that kind of makes sense. But again, it's a lot of different things that contribute to how they're going to switch over. I know that the persuasions minigame takes some of this into account, but is very lackluster and still RNG. Well, yeah, that is also true. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like the persuasion system. I always save beforehand, and then I go into it, and you know what time it is. Hey, if I don't get it, and I really want that guy, roll it back. Hey, it's rewind time. You know what I mean? Like, listen, it is what it is. I think the persuasion system is kind of, it's not good, but it is what we have. Then he states, Warband didn't even ask for money and relied on persuasion skill, plus an aforementioned things, plus it allowed for RP with your promises. It was much better. I don't mind spending money, but the asking price and minimum to barter is just absurd. I have a kingdom with 12,000 combat strength. This should be my bartering chip with money, a cherry on top. Why not make it so we can bribe greedy lords, offer people fiefs, promise them land and conquest? Um, well, I agree with the last part. It'd be kind of cool for all those things to exist. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't know. I feel like the main problem this person has is spending a lot of money. Again, I agree and disagree. When I've played, even throughout all the patches where the stuff was extremely high, like way before, there's still lords that you can get whenever they, for example, if they become poor, you know what I mean, that it's much easier to get them. If you check the reputations between them, which you stated here that the reputations sometimes are bad as well. Again, might be a little bit bugged. The reputation is bad. They have no fiefs, certain things of that nature. Like if their situation is very poor, and you can in joining your side is going to be a benefit to them. And another thing, the money you give to them, it's how can I explain it? They will use it directly. You know what I mean? They're going to use it to buff up themselves to kind of, in a way help you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's not like just that you buy it out and they just don't use that money. It just goes away, if that kind of makes sense. So if they're like, for example, sometimes if they are very poor, they might need more money to get back to their feet. But also if they're very rich, they're not going to take a low ball offer, because why would they if they're already very rich? They need something that's worthwhile. So it's kind of like this weird middle ground. And sometimes you do really catch a very good offer of someone who does want to switch over, and sometimes you don't. It's yeah, there is RNG. I would say so, but I think the RNG is more based on like your timing of when you find that person to get them to join, other than just being RNG as in like, oh, you know, if you were to keep for example, if you were to save before you talk to them and then you kept reloading, it's not like they're going to come up with a different price every single time. It's still going to be based off the factors, for example, their strength, their fiefs, their wealth, reputation, all that. As you stated, those are already all implemented into the game. Alrighty. This other player states he has some good takes on the forums. He states, "You got to focus on trying to recruit clans that have no fiefs and have a poor wealth status." There it is. They will only cost you a few 100,000 to recruit. If you go after clans that have fiefs, they will want you to pay for them to leave their fiefs. Or take. I don't know if they still take the fiefs with them. I'm pretty sure that some do, but it's like certain specific situations. But yeah, you have to pay for them to leave them behind. And fiefs are expensive. Yeah, they are expensive. You could look up on YouTube, like, all the guys who did like the trading playthroughs where they got all the way up to like, what is it, 250 trading, and traded and started trading fiefs. They hit the millions. You know what I mean? So it does cost a lot. My biggest gripe with recruitment is that we can't offer fiefs to trade instead of cash. I should be able to give you one of my fiefs to lower the cost of recruitment. I do agree with that. This is big true. Yeah, for sure. I think, that makes almost 100,000% sense. You know what I mean? I feel like, I don't know, I've watched enough medieval, what do you call it? Medieval movies and TV shows where the king has granted land or granted, a homestead, or granted, a castle to like a valiant warrior, you know what I mean, so they could settle down or something like that. So I think this should definitely be in the game for sure. And the mechanics are already there, because you can trade fiefs, so therefore they just have to implement it into the the it just has to be kind of like moved around in the code a little bit, because it's already in the game. So I do agree, this should definitely be in there. What else we got? Alrighty, first dev reply. So you have players saying, while this makes sense, Terror Worlds should make it clear that lords should say something like, "I'm not interested to join your faction at the moment," or something like this. And then the developer says, "Isn't that pretty much what they say?" Yeah, they do say this in certain instances. For example, I'm pretty sure if they're currently like in a war, they're not gonna want to join you. If they're currently doing something important, they're not gonna want to join you. Or if they're in a very good situation, they're just gonna say they're not gonna want to join you. And if you can't meet the requirements, they're also gonna say they're not gonna want to join you. Or if you fail the persuasion test, this is what they're gonna say. So yeah. What is this? You have another player saying, I mentioned some other thing. When a clan leaves your kingdom, they take their fiefs with them, so you lose them. But when you recruit a clan, whatever fiefs they had, it all stays with the previous kingdom. Is it a bug? Yeah. That is annoying, but if I'm not mistaken, because it's been a while since I played an actual full playthrough, you know, I've been busy with like real life and stuff like that. But when I did play, I've noticed that sometimes I have recruited clans and they did take their fiefs with them, and when they joined my kingdom, and I received like a town and 3 castles out of nowhere, and I was very surprised. So I think it goes both ways, but I think obviously it leans more into the you know, when a clan leaves, they usually do take their fiefs, which is annoying. But I don't think it's a bug. Okay, so then the Dev reply says, do you observe them defecting to neutral kingdoms with their fiefs? I don't know what that exactly means. The player says he doesn't understand the question. Neither do I. He says, I'm a king of Sturgia right now, and recently I've captured 2 Azrai fiefs and granted them to a clan with no fiefs. A few days later, they joined Azrai and took the fiefs back. Hey, it's free real estate, you know what I mean? Another situation was when the clan I created from a wanderer, they had one town and joined Vlandians. The town became Vlandian after that. Bro, they must not really like you, man. You know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding. Yet when I recruited an Imperial clan with at least one town, they joined my kingdom without any fiefs. The town stayed with the Imperials. Tough. Developer said, defection to enemies with your fiefs is fine and happens between AI kingdoms. Defection to neutral kingdoms should not happen with fiefs, as far as I know. Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't thought about that. So if they defect to an enemy, they're going to take the fiefs and convert them. But if they defect to a neutral kingdom, someone that you're not at war with, then they will not take their fiefs. So that they're going to leave peacefully. That makes sense. Oh, wow. Interesting. I like that. I like that. I like that. I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, that makes sense. So the player says, so if I recruit clan during a war, they'll join me with their fiefs, but if I recruit the same clan during peacetime, they'll leave their fiefs to their previous kingdom. Yeah, I think that's why, like I said previously when I played, that I've had both situations happen to me. So, and I wasn't paying really attention to the wars and stuff, so it probably was, as the dev states right here, because I've experienced both. Sorry, I just hit my mic real quick. All right, and the dev says, should be like that, yes. That's why defecting someone that owns fiefs is harder during peace. They consider the loss of their fiefs. True. Oh, wow. All right, yeah, that's it's all coming together now. It is all coming together. Alrighty, I think we have one more dev reply. There it is. Uh-oh, we're talking about a bug. Where's the bug? So the dev says, just to be clear, none of this is new to Bannerlord. If you're expecting issues with this recently, it is likely due to a bug that makes defection occur too frequently. We are investigating that. Okay, so what that means is that there's currently a bug that makes it that makes Lord defect frequently, which, you know, is not great. But yeah, he is right that has been a big problem for a long time. Hold on, my son just walked in. There he is. Alright, so while I'm rocking my son to sleep, I'm going to end the video here. You know what I mean? I don't really want to edit out like the last 20 seconds. We're pretty much done with this thread. And yeah, there's no more dev replies. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, we're going to go from there. In my opinion, I think that, you know, the recruiting clans is not in a bad spot. I think there's obviously some bugs like the dev state. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. But I got to go put my son to sleep. And yeah, y'all have a good day. Stay safe.